start the camera. We did forward rolls, right? We've done backward rolls. There's a lot of ways to come up, that's my preference. Either from standing or from kneeling, what we started to work was front to back. So just working in this space, switching and back through. So up. Just a way to chain it together. What we're going to work to now, this will be fun to coordinate, but what we're working is a box. Okay, so I'm going to forward roll. I'm going to Randy roll. Then I'm going to back roll. To sitting to Grammy.
Oh, no.
And if you bump into something, you have to fight it.
Yeah, if you bump into fight. We're gonna throw it like was it like Robot Wars or whatever? Like
That'd be sweet.
bring your superpower and let's get it. All right, let's try. So box rolling, I guess we'll call it. 3, 2, 1. We're just gonna work tonight. We're gonna work just a simple Kimura to start with. So just arm locks from the guard, I guess is what we're doing. So looking to clear my hips and sit. Okay, this is the beginning space. My goal, if I can, is to get my armpit all the way up to his shoulder. Okay, so starting again, set in. If I set my guard right, I shot into the microphone. Okay. If I set my guard right, then I'm way away so that as I'm coming forward, he presses in. I clear. But if I'm this deep, I'm gonna have to shrimp and roll around his arm while I sit up. Okay, that's the space. I want to, with my tricep, with my lat, clamp on this. Okay, so I control the wrist, lock my own wrist, sit back, lock my leg, and twist. Now it looks like I'm using arm, and you can come around if you want to. It looks like I'm using arm, but what I'm doing is I'm pinning this to my chest, and then I'm setting and I'm switching. Okay, so I've locked it, and I'm not doing this, I'm doing this. Okay, so one more. Here, clearing, sitting up and grabbing my own wrist, setting down and pinning tight here, locking here, slicing down. And now I pin and trap, shrimp my hips, twist and face. Okay? That's the space. Go light. You don't need to, you can tap early, you don't have to go crazy. People like the rotator cuffs, they're useful for things. So, be nice to each other and learn the Kimura. Kimura from closed guard. 3, 2, 1. Working off of that Kimura position. One of the basic counters that especially you'll see, because at its nature, what is this? Right? It is a bent arm lock. Okay. So as I come around, I close, I set. This technique works. I'm going to move my hips, I'm going to turn my body. This technique works because the arm is bent and I'm rotating in the socket. What I'm actually doing is I'm leaving this here and I'm turning this around. Okay, so I'm twisting it in the socket, working the rotator cuff. That's the space. So the bend is the thing doing the work. So to make it stop, he could straighten his arm out. And now if I rotate around, it's not affecting his rotator cuff anymore. Right? So that's your, if it's not one of the basic counters, it's at least one of the things that people are going to try to do to make the pain stop. So what I'm going to look at, and I'm going to rotate a little bit this way so that as I do it, you can see it. We start in the same place, come out, sit up, come through. As he straightens this, I'm going to grab, I'm going to set this against my shoulder and pin here like I'm on the phone. Hello, talk to you now. Okay, I set, and I pinch around. So pinching with the knees, and now you can feel his elbow is here. Now I just work the straight arm lock. Okay, or what gets referred to as the telephone arm lock. So working, clearing, setting up for the Kimura. I get it. If he straightens, doesn't do me any good over here, so I set it into here, pinch it. I turn, and I pinch here. Okay, that's the thing. So I'm locking here and here, and now as I press, just locking against the elbow. Okay, that's the space.
So when you say you pinch in the shoulder, are you pinching between your knees?
2 knees go.
Okay. And then what is the, is it shearing force through the elbow joints?
Yeah, so effectively what I've done is I've locked his shoulder, because his escape, where's his escape? Where's your escape? Out, right?
Okay.
So I pin that, and more importantly, I'm getting it shoved down, so there starts to be this angle, his back going down, the arm going up. Pin it down, and now I've got the arm straight, so I'm looking at this, and I'm looking to work against that elbow.
Hey Joel, does that work?
It is. I feel the pressure, especially right in here. It does work.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So, telephone arm lock from the guard. Good one. So we're starting the same way. Setting up, turning in, blocking. As he straightens the arm, we were working on keeping that thumb down, trapping that in, creating the space for the forearm to lock and press. Okay? See, as the arm, he might try to get this out of that space, so I lock it open, set my knee through, and come into here to take the arm. Okay? So pause. So, details is my foot is on the crook of my foot's on the back of his head, and this arm is locked. Now, I'm gonna make him roll. This is a place I could maybe go, but he's gonna roll. So I'm gonna help him along. Unlock that out.
Phone is foot in now.
So try it this way, see if we can angle some of those details this way, and then we'll try it the other way for the other details. So here, boom, up, setting, straightening, turning as he turns, setting through. So there's the lock of the foot. Okay, go ahead and come around if you want to see this foot. So I'm locking. I can take this foot and take this calf and just go, right, to motivate him to turn over. Now from here, as I take this, grab his leg, send on through. Probably grab with the other hand, it's gonna be a little easier to pull it, but right here, there's the arm lock. Okay, move facing this way now to see those. And up, through, setting, cutting, straightening, locking, through, sit here. Okay, now I can switch hands, grab, and there's the space. Oh. Rolling on bar. Maybe? 3, 2, 1.